understand the value of peace. And for that, we have to build the culture of peace. People should feel that, why do I have to be aggressive to reach out my goals? I can do it in a fair way, in a normal way. And I say that the message to all, and particularly to all of you younger people, I would say, do not make your success at the cost of another's. You should understand that. And even if you do that, hear it from me, your conscience will prick you the whole life. Is it worth doing that? And what do you mean by achieving your goal? How do you think that that is the end all and be all of your life? And that we have seen. Today's goal may be tomorrow's sort of illusion. So think of that. What do you want? If you are true to yourself, if you feel that, yes, I am a human being worthy of name, and whatever I do in my clear conscience, and I do for the good of humanity as a whole. And that's very important. And you should remember that. This is the way foundation of global citizenship come through enhancement of the culture of peace. And for that, we had, and Dr. Lechman, of course, will talk about the meeting we had in Frankfurt 2 years ago, where the focus came not the need for the culture of peace having an impact on early childhood so that it becomes sustainable all the way. Because you cannot approach a human being when his or her minds have already started, brains have started forming, having ideas, having sort of issues already taking a root in their head. So start early, and I'm sure Dr. Lechman will focus on that area. But I have learned from him and many others in that conference that it is a primary responsibility of humanity to start focusing on early childhood development. That's very important. And let me say a little bit about, because today's title mentions to refugee crisis. And yes, this is one of the dimensions of global citizenship, because our heart pains for those refugees. And when you see particularly the images and children and women suffering, and the moment it touches your inner sentiments, you would know that you are feeling connected with the others, whom you do not know. Those refugees, none of their faces you have seen ever. But you feel empathy for them, you feel concern for them. So that is what it is, that you do that because you are basically a good, positive human being, and you feel connected with the rest of the world. So that is what I believe is the essential concept. So I'm very happy that Teachers College, the Columbia University, has this Global Citizens Club, and I believe take it in a moral, ethical way. Do not go into analysis of what makes me a global citizen and what does not make me a global citizen. Basically, thing is that how I can become a good human being, good, productive human being. And when I live through my life, I'm able to tell myself, and of course all of you, your children and grandchildren, that I led a positive, worthwhile life, and I would like all of you to do the same. So thank you very much, and I spoke longer than I should. Thank you. Human rights, day after tomorrow is poverty, and after that it's climate change. No, focus on that. What interests you and what you think you can contribute. So try to find out what is your essential, what touches your nerves, what touches your intellect more closely. Focus on that. Yes, today the world is full of talk about refugees. Does not mean that you have to jump into that. Establish your essential core faith in global citizenship and the culture of peace. And then identify area where you believe that you can sustain your interest for longer term, and then go into that area. It may something which may not provide you a lot of visibility, but it will allow you the opportunity to contribute in that area, say for education or human rights or global development. All these things are very important. So do not always get carried away by visibility sort of element. In a quiet way, you can write, you can speak, you can arrange group discussions. Those are also effective contribution to promoting global citizenship. So that is my point. And now refugee crises have become such an popular topic. My fear is that these kind of topics come and go, and that way young people gets distracted. So that's why I tell them, get to understand what you want to do. And also, our tendency is, I'm saying this because our tendency is to be moved by what we see in the television these days, or read in the newspapers. Nobody reads newspapers these days. We see in television or in our small square things. And then, but what happens is that these are big emergencies, headline-catching emergencies. But remember, as a global citizen, you should understand that fully in the core of your heart and your intellect, that there is even maybe 10 times more people going through what I call, and many calls, silent emergencies. Think of the millions of children going to bed hungry. Is that not an emergency? Because it is happening for many years, it covers many people, and it does not get the headline. We are not worried about that. That is not what we want. As a global citizenship, I have better understanding. What are we complain about the comforts in our educational institutions. The computer is not working, the blackboards are not good. But think of a child in my country, Bangladesh, cannot go to school. He has to break bricks into small pieces for construction so that he gets to eat. So this is the reality of our life. Here we drink, buy $1 bottle, drink half water, throw it away, including the plastic. And there are millions of families who live on $1 a day. The families living depends on that single dollar. which you just throw away. So think of that. And of course now the climate change implications of that action comes to you every day. So your little action has a global manifestation. So understand that. Try to make yourself live like a concerned person. That I little thing that I can do. If I go out of my room and switch off the light before I go out, that is my contribution to humanity as a global citizen, because that has an impact. That switching off the light will give light to another dark room in different part of the world. So remember that. It is not that simple that we do things does not have an impact. It has an impact.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.